Hey Rebecca, I'm just going to bring you through a brief tutorial on how to do some really simple exercises with the foam roller. Remember, the foam roller is meant for a self-massage tool and to help you alleviate tension and pain. You never really want to go into a lot of discomfort, meaning like you feel like, oh my gosh, it hurts so bad, and you're not able to relax. What we're trying to get you to do is to relax the muscles that are tense. So if you're wincing or holding your breath, you're probably going a little bit too hard for the moment. So just try to be like around, if 10 is the worst thing you've ever felt, you're trying to hang around like a 4 or a 5 at the very most and breathe in the whole time. We're starting off with two really basic ones that are for lower back and your hips so that you can hopefully alleviate some of that discomfort. Bring the roller right by your butt, and then this wants you going up and down on that lower back. So my chin is tucked and I'm rolling up and down on that lower back. Just getting a little massage from basically the bottom of my ribs to the crest of my hip. If you need support, you can grab the ground, but ideally you're just in this position here, using your legs to go up and down, up and down, breathing out. I'll do a couple passes there where I'm hitting both sides of my spine. Then I'm just going to rotate my body a little bit to the side. I can put my elbow on the floor, and now I'm just working one side of my spine. So on the left side, I'm working the lower back tissue from my ribs to my hip, just isolating that. You'll feel lots of tender spots. Just breathe through them. You might need to readjust the roller, and notice how I'm using my legs to push and pull me. If I find a tender spot, I might linger on there a little bit longer or go a little bit more slow. Just breathing out. Let's switch sides here. So you can see from the back side here now how I'm just on that lower back, lateral to my spine. Breathing out from the bottom of my ribs to the top of my hip. Breathing out. Feels like somebody's doing a little bit of a deep tissue massage on me. Just relieving some of that tension. Breathing out. Breathing out. Nice. So that's like lower back. Now specifically for that hip joint, I want you to sit on the roller. Okay? Then, whatever size you're feeling, I want you to cross that leg in a figure four position and rotate your chest so it's facing the opposite side. Now you can see I'm right in that little pocket. Like if I was wearing jeans, I'd be massaging my pocket, and behind me on my butt cheek. And you're gonna find very tense, sensitive tissue. I want to stay in this figure four position, and I'm supporting myself very firmly. No shrugging. I'm just going up and down on those tender spots. When I find one of those tender spots, I can just kind of go back and forth on there, breathing out, right on that tender spot. Just going back and forth on the length of the roller. I'm going against the grain here, which is important. And then I'm going to go up and down again. Create some new circulation. And look for the spots that are a little bit more tender than the others. You're not going to be able to mistake it. You're going to feel it. And I'll hang out here for like 2 to 5 minutes where I'm just finding out tender spots, moving around a little bit, up and down, tender spots, moving around. Let's swap sides. So now I go into that figure four again, cross my legs, and I'm just working. Notice how I'm at an angle with my chest. I'm rotated to this knee. I'm just massaging that general area. Feels nice, but when I find those real tender spots, I want to linger on them a little bit. See, I'm going the length of the roller here. It's like I'm going against the grain, which really helps me open it up. I can't wince. I gotta breathe and relax. So just go to the point where you can still breathe and relax. Linger on the tissue, back and forth a little bit. I'm secure with the shoulder, I'm supporting myself. If it's too hard, you can go onto your elbow, just going back and forth. This feels pretty nice. And look, rotating my body because I want to find the tender spots. You got to explore a little bit and look for some of those more sensitive spots. Back and forth, little massage, tender spot, back and forth. Okay? So now I've worked lower back, hips. Now I'm going to go into my hip flexor, the front of my body. So basically right in this little area here, this little pocket, I'll put the roller there and I'll lay on my belly. And I'm just going to massage that front part. See how I twist my torso? What I'm doing and then I go square to the ground. What I'm looking for is that tender spot, that isolated spot where I feel a lot of tension. For me, it's a little bit more on the side, which will probably be the same for you. And I'm just going to massage right here in the front, up and down, basically going into like my belly a little bit, in my hip, and just massaging. You can see, let me move back a little bit, you can see how I don't really bring it down my thigh. Yeah, we'll work that later. Let's just focus on the hips for now. There we go. I find the tender spot. I go against the grain and I rotate. I linger on that tender spot and I twist. I could also switch sides over here. Same idea. Notice this leg's bent and I use it to push and pull myself. I can side plank here, just feeling the pocket. Like this side is not as bad, and you'll figure out what side do you feel, the most tight on. Just massaging in there. Go against the grain. Work the roller. A lot of this is basically you trying to figure out where do you feel the most stiff? Where do you feel the most restrained? Where do you feel the most tightness? Getting into those areas, breaking it up by relaxation. Remember, you cannot, oh my gosh, it hurts. Like you're going to have to breathe or go around that amount of discomfort. So it takes a little practice. I will tell you, you will feel really good if you keep on working on this. Pretty much try a couple minutes per drill that I showed you and then go into a warm-up, and I bet you're going to feel better, stronger, more loose, more range of motion, and decrease pain, which is the objective. Let me know if you have any questions.